Broken Arrow Police Department says they're seeing an increase in murder-suicides in their community. You're watching Fox 23 News at 6. I'm Shay Rozzi.
Glad you're with us tonight. I'm Sarah Wadley. Now, this comes after the latest incident involving the suspected murder-suicide involving a 17-year-old boy and his 14-year-old sister. New at 6, Fox 23's Tanya Motorzycki is live outside the Broken Arrow Police Department with how officers are dealing with the problem. Tanya.
Shay and Sarah, police say that this is a case of domestic violence, even though the brother is 17 years old that police say died of suicide, and his 14-year-old sister, they're still waiting on an autopsy to determine that cause of death. Even though they're brother and sister, police say this is domestic violence. You don't need to have just a romantic relationship for an incident like this to be considered domestic. Broken Arrow police are investigating another heartbreaking incident in their community after a 17-year-old brother committed suicide and his 14-year-old sister was also found dead in what police say is a possible murder-suicide. Unfortunately, Broken Arrow is no stranger to horrific incidents like this.
We've noticed the uptick, obviously, as everyone else has, that we've had too many of these incidences. It's not just isolated to Broken Arrow. It's a statewide problem.
That's Broken Arrow Police Captain Josh McCoy. He says many times incidents like this are a result of domestic violence or mental health issues. McCoy says the incident that happened Sunday afternoon at this home near Aspen in New Orleans, police say have never received any reports of domestic violence there. Even though the latest tragedy is brother and sister, that is also considered domestic violence. BAPD is working with community partners like Divis to help address the issue.
Anytime we come across a situation like this, it's a shock to our community. Even if we've had previous incidents, that's, we're talking about kids. And unfortunately, some of these other situations have involved kids. It's always going to be a shock. For officers, it doesn't matter how many times we respond to some sort of violent scene or some sort of traumatic scene, it's always going to be a shock. So as a community, what we're really good about in Broken Arrow is when these things do happen, we do come together. We do discuss them. We talk about things we could do better going forward to address issues like mental health, domestic violence. And you'll really see over the last couple of years, that's where we've had these meetings, community meetings. We've had forums to come out and talk about the things that we're seeing within the community.
BAPD is saying anyone that's experiencing domestic violence, they're encouraged to call the National Domestic Violence Hotline, and that number is 800-799-7233. Covering news that matters in Broken Arrow, Tanya Motorzycki, Fox 23 News.